Sup Nerdmigos, I'm the Jive Talking Nerd John Norgrove, and this is Nerd Jive. So we got some trailer news, and then we're going to go into a real quick Guardians of the Galaxy review. So first up, Wonder Woman had her the final trailer released. It looks absolutely amazing. Good action, good CGI. It looks like it's got jokes, which is good. It means it might be the first DC movie that isn't shit. So here's hoping that Wonder Woman's got jokes. Really, I feel like that's what it needs is jokes. So watch that trailer below. Next up, Spider-Man Homecoming. So MTV, the MTV Awards posted like a sneak peek. It's essentially just an extended clip of the one that we've already seen where he's like crawling on the roof and his buddy drops the Death Star and it's just like, "You're Spider-Man?" It's like maybe 2 extra minutes of content. It's people are real like, "Oh, we got more," and I'm kind of like, all right. It's mostly his buddy just being like, "I can't keep this a secret." And he's like, you fucking better. I'll tell you what. So, yeah, like, that's good. Whatever. Blaster has an article about it as well as the link to the video because it's on Twitter or some shit like that. So that's linked below. And then, lastly, for teaser trailers, we got an Inhumans teaser trailer. And this is the most upsetting news ever because they're calling it a teaser trailer. And what it is, and please, watch it. It's like 1 minute and 9 seconds long. It's more than worth your time. It is the word Inhumans and then some motherfucker talking underneath it. And that is all. He's like, "Should we follow our king into the brink of war?" It's like, I don't know, should we? Trailer. That's it. It's a whole bloody thing. Oh, man. I'm going to reserve my excitement until I see a trailer, mostly because...
I've forgotten that's what a teaser trailer is.
Tease should have at least a single frame of footage from the actual show.
But that's not how teaser trailers used to be. Guys, come on. You remember. I hope.
Who cares what old people think? So, I don't know. I think it's going to be shit. If you look at the characters, like the actors that are... That one poster that shows the actors, it's real... like sitcom-y looking. I don't know. It looks like what is that? What is that? Like daytime television.
Oh, soap opera.
Like soap opera-y. Yeah. It looks real soap. I don't know. Like there's something off about the poster. So whatever. I guess look at that teaser trailer below and tell me what you think about it. So let's just move right along on to Guardians. So first up, we're gonna do spoiler-free review. No spoilers. There's 0 spoilers in this review. So it's awesome. Go watch it. That's it. That's all. You have anything to add to a spoiler-free review?
Like, for real, go watch it.
Yeah. Quit your job. Stop watching this video. Go watch it.
Maybe don't.
No.
Maybe don't stop watching this.
Stop watching this video and go watch it.
And then go
and
watch it.
then come back because we're going to move into spoilers right away. So I don't want to fucking hear your shit when you're like, "Oh, you spoiled it." There's going to be... we're moving to spoilers.
They're happening
right
in
now.
3, 2, 1.
Spoilers. All right. Everybody dies. No, that's not...
No, that's the spoiler for Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One. Everybody dies. Anyway, so spoilerful review. It was absolutely amazing, and everybody was awesome. And we're just going to go through the characters one at a time to organize our thoughts, because we saw this on Saturday, and it's obviously Monday, and I don't remember anything very well. So, first up was Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt. Jesus Christ, he's so funny.
But he also got a lot of feels. They added some depth to his character. And
yeah, he was emotional.
Both romantic and like about his dad.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting sort of play there. Where Chris Pratt, like, you know, kind of like deepened the complexity for his character. Vin Diesel as Groot did kind of the opposite. Yeah. I was actually a little disappointed that Baby Groot was Baby Groot the whole time. Although, don't get me wrong, Baby Groot's fucking cute. Yeah. And it's great. But that's not... It doesn't need to be that simple.
So, off subject for just a second. I don't know if you know this or not, but there are not 3 post-credit scenes. There are 5 post-credit scenes. I found that out today. Obviously, I saw the movie on Saturday. We stayed for 3. because that's what I was originally told. In fact, it's not just me. That's what at least 6 people that I work with left after the fucking Golden Chick end credit scene, because everybody was told there were 3, and there were 5. There's a Teenage Groot end credit scene, and there's another end credit scene with the Watchers and Stanley.
You're fired.
Nobody fucking knew. Nobody I know knew.
You're supposed to stay until the lights come up, right, guys?
So upsetting. Mm-hmm. So anyway, there is a Teenage Groot scene that's angsty or whatever. I couldn't find a clip of it online, but yeah, I don't know. I think that they want to sell those sweet baby Groot toys. So they're like, you can't sell a Teenage Groot toy. What's that? Nobody wants that. But a baby Groot, you sell the shit out of those toys. So I think that's what that was. So, whatever. I don't know. Baby Groot was hilarious. I loved how dumb he was the entire time, just like waving at Gamora, or like waving at Peter, and they're just like, we're in the middle of some shit. Go away. But yeah, I like Vin Diesel's portrayal. Baby Groot was amazing. Can't wait to see more Groot. Hopefully it's like angsty teenage Groot for the entire next movie.
That would be kind of
They're not going to do that, but I want it. So next up is Drax the Destroyer, played by Bautista. He is the funniest person in this movie.
He is.
So
he cracks so many jokes.
Damn funny.
And he's got like this weird romance thing happening with Mantis where he says that she's ugly, but like she's not. Like there's one scene where he's like pretending to vomit or to almost vomit because of how ugly she is.
Like she wakes him up. She's like, it's just the best scene. She wakes him up and he's just like, I don't want to sleep with you. And she's just like, that is not at all what is happening. Like, doom is afoot. And he's just like, ugh. I was thinking about having carnal relations with you. It's making me sick. It's so goddamn good. So yeah, Drax the Destroyer, absolutely fantastic. And it's great because he wasn't cracking jokes to be the jokester. He was cracking jokes because he has no understanding of how reality works. Yeah. It's so
they
good.
Continue that thing for Drax where they do that.
Gamora was great. She had I like that she had a lot of character development with Nebula, and like a little bit with Star-Lord, but mostly with Nebula. I think that was good for her character. And of course, Nebula had a huge amount of character development and was super good. Karen Gillian or whatever now. She does such a great job.
Yeah.
As Nebula. It's so crazy, like, how good she is. Bradley Cooper's Rocket Raccoon was amazing. I like the depth they added to him being, like his whole thing between him and Yondu.
Oh,
where
they had these jokes about putting people away with Yondu. Yeah. In particular, there's this movie I felt was more about the feels and less about the laughs.
Yeah.
So there's a scene in particular where Rocket is talking to Yondu, and essentially Rocket kind of did this thing at the beginning. He stole the batteries at the beginning of the movie, and he made it so that everybody's trying to kill them now. And basically, Rocket pushes people away when they try to get too close, and so does Yondu. Actually, Yondu was my favorite character for the whole movie. The development of his character was amazing. Michael Rooker, first of all, is an amazing actor.
That's true. Yeah.
But they did so many things, so many more things with his character that I didn't even think that I was like, it's that blue guy again.
Yeah,
and
so
he just did such an amazing job. He really pulled it together when he's basically, when he basically becomes Star-Lord's dad, but not like he became it in the movie, like where he
admits that he was his dad.
But he doesn't even really admit it in, he admits it in a very feelsy way at the end. But before that, you see where it's leading to, and you kind of know. But also, he was a badass during it. Yeah. It was cool to see him and Rocket team up with Baby Groot, and kind of do all this stuff. He, I think, went through. Second to Star-Lord, the most shit out of the whole movie.
Yeah.
So it's Yondu.
Yondu was awesome. And then we're gonna jump around real quick on the list of characters here. Kraglin, which is Yondu's second in command. Awesome. I love what they did with the character, and I hope he kind of becomes like the next leader of Yondu's group. And Taserface was So funny.
Taserface.
Oh my god, Taserface was so good. I'm so glad they pushed that.
He was like the funniest Klingon ever.
Yeah, totally. And Sylvester Stallone played Starhawk, which so Starhawk and Yondu and that glass-faced guy and that Asian chick and the like helmet thing and the red guy, the red like bug-looking thing. They were all the original like 60s era Guardians of the Galaxy, right? So the weird helmet thing was voiced by who's the young chick who sings like Party in the USA and stuff.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh my god, she's so famous.
Move on.
Anyway, she
do you know? Tell us below.
Yeah, I can't believe I forget who it is. But so she was voiced by somebody famous, and then the glass-faced guy was acted by and voiced by fucking Jesus Christ, I can't believe it. I can't remember what this is. Smallville, Lex Luthor.
Oh.
Who I love. I love him so much. He's in one of those like shitty college movies where he plays like a douchebaggy bro, and it is the best role for him. It is so funny. But yeah, apparently he plays that glass face guy, which is awesome. Oh, also the Asian chick is somebody that's super famous. Also, like all of the people were like big names in it. So yeah, they did a great job with that. I really want them to do like a Ravengers movie that's essentially the original Guardians characters, but it's just them. Think Pirates of the Caribbean, but less Johnny Depp and silliness, and more people just beating each other up. Like, you know what would be great is if they did that as rated R.
That would be cool.
And they did like a really violent like space pirate movie, but with
like
those characters.
Space Expendables.
Like Space Expendables, but not as bad as the Expendables. Anyway, so Kurt Russell's Ego the Living Planet was both amazing and creepy. I really don't have much to say about it, except for the fact that those weird, like, porcelain
sculpture
things that he had were creepy as fuck. Like, I didn't like the moment they went in there and he's like, "This is my story." I was like, shoot him in the face. That's not right.
Yeah.
You should have felt that one out.
I love Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell was like one of my first crushes, my first movie crush growing up.
Yeah,
so I have a place for Kurt Russell in my heart that like no one can ever top. But I was actually a little disappointed with the lack of character development that they used for him. And yeah, they used him as the linchpin to be the bad guy and that sort of thing. Yeah. But it was very much like, "Hey, I'm your dad. Let's go have some fun." And
I think they're gonna bring him back.
And they're like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe he's a bad guy." And Star-Lord's like, "No, he's not. He's my dad. Don't take this away from me."
Yeah.
But they didn't really have a lot more than that. I think probably the coolest part of Kurt Russell's character development in the movie was where he's singing that song and he's explaining to Star-Lord that basically he's like that song.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. But then he like goes all super bad guy, like in the Green Lantern, like the yellow, the Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds, where it's the yellow guy. And he's, the Yellow Lantern guy, and he's angry. That's basically what it turned into at the end, where you're like, all right, anthropomorphized cloud, thanks a lot. Man,
I mean, they did show his face on a planet, which is what they needed to do. So.
That was cool.
Yeah. I don't know, whatever. I'm okay with it. Mantis was funny. She did a good job. Mm-hmm. She didn't have her full set of powers in the comic books. She has, like way more psychic powers, and she's like she has like pyrokinesis and stuff like that. But they cut those down. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. And Kismet, the Gold Queen lady. Oh, I loved them. I loved all those gold people.
Yeah, she was the best. She was the best. Apparently Nathan Fillion shot a scene. He had like another guest scene in this movie, and it's cut from the movie. So it'll probably be on the Blu-ray for director's cut or something. So when that comes out, like we'll definitely look out for that. But yeah, it was cut from the movie. I watched a breakdown of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 earlier today, and that's where I found out that they had 5 post-credit scenes, and I like immediately pause, got up, like I'm listening to it, right? Pause the episode, walked across the building to my buddy's office, and was like, "Hey, so how many post-credit scenes did you watch for Guardians? And he's like, 3. There were 3. It ended with the gold chick. And I was like, yeah, there were 5. And we had just finished a conversation about how it would be great if there was a post-credit scene or a starting scene in the next movie where Groot was a teenager. And he was just like, fuck you. Are you kidding me right now? So, yeah, we were all bloody pissed about that. But either way, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was amazing. Awesome soundtrack. Just fucking fantastic visual effects.
Yeah.
I really, really loved the Stan Lee cameo because it
was great.
He was talking about, in the movie, he was talking about the scene where he was the delivery man in Captain America, right? Which is awesome because what that means is that sort of brings in there's a fan theory that the main Watcher, his name is like Gadu or something like that.
You're so bad with all these names.
It's a weird name, but he, so there's this fan theory that this main Watcher, the one Watcher that has a name in the comic books, is Stan Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So the reason why, like the rumor is that James Gunn put him in this movie with the Watchers to essentially assert that his character in all of the Avengers, in
is the same
all of the
thing.
Marvel movies, is one person, and he's this like this complete link even between universes because he has cameos in the original Spider-Man movies, and I think he has a cameo in the old X-Men movies.
He does.
Yeah. So it's this thing where it's like maybe all of the movies are the same. It sort of hints at the Marvel multiverse thing.
Well, it does this thing with
cool.
the multiverse that like Stephen King books and movies do.
Yeah,
and
Hitchcock
it's
pretty interesting.
Clive Cussler is with all of his books, so it's very much like that. But I really like the Stan Lee scene also. It was a great movie, but you know what? I was real disappointed with the soundtrack.
Doug said the same thing.
Did not enjoy
I love
the soundtrack. And it could be, so I grew up listening to a lot of 70s music, but it was primarily 70s rock. My parents didn't listen to 70s pop, they didn't listen to 70s disco. What is that, like Captain and Tennille? Or those people like that. What's the one that Dom and Sister are going to?
Oh, Simon and Garfunkel.
Simon and Garfunkel. I don't know what that is. Like I know who they are.
She's uncultured. It's
I would rather listen to some 70s rock, and there were songs that I recognized, but none that I could really like say that I could confidently sing along to. So I was quite disappointed in the soundtrack. It was not an amped and cool soundtrack. It was like kind of a somber, it was kind of a somber low-key soundtrack, which honestly fits the movie, but I was quite disappointed in the soundtrack.
If you've seen the movie, tell me what you think about the soundtrack, because that's like the second person who's been like, man, the soundtrack wasn't the best. I fucking love the soundtrack, but I like disco music and 70s pop and Simon and Garfunkel and all of that. Almost every song I recognize.
I like the songs, but I didn't know them, and I didn't know them really well enough to go, oh my god, I love this song. Unlike
100%
unlike the first movie where I knew every single song and you could sing along to the words, and I feel like they didn't really. I didn't have that, and I kind of lost my connection with the movie a little bit from it.
It's a good soundtrack. It's on YouTube. Look it up. It's amazing. Either way, is it as good as the first one? No. But it's about as close as you can possibly get. If the first one were a perfect 5, this is like a 4.9. Right? It is. I think that there are parts of it that are better than the first movie. I think the jokes hit a lot better. Some of the jokes are way funnier. But I also think, all of the Groot jokes don't hit as hard in this movie.
Yeah, I'd give it a good solid 4. 4 out of 5. It was really, really good, but there were some parts of it that I wished that it would have been a little different, like the soundtrack and the Groot and the Ego the Living Planet stuff. But overall, it's a fucking fabulous movie. Yeah. So I would watch it again in the theater. I would pay to see that again.
Oh yeah, we'll probably see it one more time before it gets out of the theater. But either way, this has probably been long enough, and I still have to finish editing this. Also, we just have, if you're still watching, we just put up a new website, so nerdjive.com. Look, check that shit out. It'll be linked below as well. Either way, I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. You've watched Nerd Jive. Stay nerdy.